So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our series of planets through 9th house of Navamsa chart in Vedic Astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to decode Venus placement in the 9th house of your D-9 chart. And what are going to be the positive, negative fortunes and the misfortunes that are connected with this placement. Let's try to understand in this particular video. First of all, you need to have the basic understanding with regards to the 9th house of the Navamsa chart and what actually this house signifies. 9th house is actually the house of the Bhagya and the fortune, and this is that sort of a fortune and Bhagya or the rise of luck that is eventually going to be happening after marriage. Even the combined Bhagya of the husband and wife, that is also going to be seen through the planets which are actually sitting into the 9th house. Many a times have you seen certain relationships which are going to be based over pure selfless love or selfish love. So this kind of a scenario is also determined using the 9th house. Specifically, the dignity of the planet which is in your 9th house will eventually help you to determine whether it's going to be more from the selfless or there is going to be some calculative love approach which is going to be coming up there. Calculative simply mean, have you seen in certain households or in certain relationships, like if I'm contributing 20%, you need to contribute 20. If I'm giving 30, you need to give 30. So that calculative approach is also seen through the planets which are in this 9th house. This is also the house which actually represents the combined struggle of you as a life partner, as a husband and wife, and even you working towards some common goal and objective in your life. Many a times these common goals and objectives are also interlinked with the spiritual side of the life, because planets in the 9th house will also help you to create and find and maintain a balance into your relationship aspect. So balance in the relationship is not going to be coming through the emotional compatibility, love compatibility, and even the sexual part. It's also going to be coming over your own belief systems. It's also going to be coming through the spiritual side of the life. And that is where Venus in this 9th house is actually one of the best placements. I'm not saying there is not going to be any negative factor linked with this Venus in this 9th house. Yes, of course, there are going to be there. But I will tell you 80% of the time, Shukra in the 9th house have the capacity to uplift your Bhagya after you getting married. Even encountering a relationship with this Venus have the capacity to create a Bhagya Uday into your life. Now, it's not necessary, okay? Many times people tend to confuse the fortune or luck or the Bhagya with the monetary side of the life. Like, I'm receiving some financial benefits in my life. It's not necessary. It may be sometime through mental peace actually. You are getting that kind of a partner which will help you to retain your own mental peace. Sometimes this is also interlinked with the spiritual journey, or maybe having a strong spiritual belief systems inside both of you, where you are working towards some common goal and objective. So that part is going to be strongly interlinked with this 9th house. Venus, if it is afflicted, I mean to say afflicted, if it is debilitated in the sign of Virgo, if it is in Scorpio, in Aquarius, or Rahu and Ketu axis. If out of these scenarios, any scenario is happening with this Venus, then you fall into the category of that calculative love actually. Calculative mean like, okay, I'm giving 20, you need to give 20. Because I will tell you, Venus in these zodiac signs or these energies have the capacity to bring the negative side of the Venus in front of this universe actually. If you look, the exaltation of the Venus is actually in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is that selfless part, okay, where, okay, I'm sitting on the giving end and I'm going to be doing contribution irrespective of any thing to return in back. Although it's not possible for 95% of the population to accept this part, like if I'm doing something, my partner also need to contribute the something in the relationship. But if Venus is afflicted, they are going to be creating more demands up there. And that is one of the most negative side of this Venus placement. Rather than counting the fortunes which you are going to be receiving with this Venus placement up there, then Venus is going to be becoming more critical up there. It's actually going to be becoming more criticizing also. Like, why I'm not receiving these things in my life, rather than the already things which you have received. So Venus is not going to be becoming thankful up there. This is one of the most negative traits of the Venus in the 9th house. This is also the house, as I told you, it represents the combined struggle of you as a husband and wife, okay. Now many a times I will tell you, if the depositor, like suppose Venus is posited in the zodiac sign of Aries. Now Aries is ruled by Mars, so where the Mars is going actually. If for example, if the Mars is going into the Dushtana houses 6, 8 and 12 in the D9, or if Mars is also doubly rated for example, and if it is also in the very afflicted or in the Pidit Avastha, then what is going to be happening up there, the true significance of the Venus, which is actually, I told you, it's the more selfless approach towards the love, is actually going to be then changing more and more towards the negative side of the life. And that is where Venus is also tend to become very judgmental up there. Judgmental in the way like my first relationship is having that kind of a problem, so I will not be able to entertain the second one. That is that judgment of the Jupiter actually. Failure to look into the broader picture of the life is actually going to be connected if the Venus and the depositor is afflicted. On the other hand, if the depositor is in the very enhanced position, then what is going to be happening? Jupiter have the capacity to take all the negative outcomes into the positive side of the life. And that is where this maturity age of this Graha, Venus mature at the age of 25 in Vedic Astrology. So the maturity age of this Venus placement, okay, 25th year, it's your Bhagyodaya. Bhagyodaya means the rise of luck is going to be happening on that year. If you want to go more deeply, okay, from which area this fortune is coming, pay attention towards the two important zodiac signs which are connected with Venus, the sign of Taurus and the sign of Libra. And check where the sign of Taurus and Libra is falling in the D1 chart. So these particular houses are going to be creating the Bhagyodaya at the age of 25th year into your own life. If Venus is forming connection with other planets, suppose with Mercury, so Mercury mature at the age of 32, 32 is also going to be bringing some auspiciousness up there. And you need to check again the same zodiac signs of Mercury, Gemini and Virgo in the D1, and from that particular areas that major shift and that transformation is going to be happening into your own life. Venus in the 9th house is also going to be bringing many spiritual experiences into your life which are not be able to express using any words actually. Okay, and I hope like many of you whosoever having Venus in the 9th house, you got my point of when I'm saying that spiritual experiences. It's that kind of a supernatural experiences which it become very hard, very difficult to find with any other placement. Because what is happening, Venus in the 9th house is not only occupied with the grihastha and the having the kids and the family and the wife actually. Because Venus is also the planet which also represents the core realm of the spirituality. And that is where these people, they also tend to spend most of their time alone with their own thoughts, with their own emotions actually. It's not only going to be encountering or looking into the sexual pursuits, it's also looking into the spiritual pursuits of the life. And that is where this natural interest towards the occult sciences, towards the Vedic astrology, you can see with this placement. Venus is also going to be making you a very passionate person when it comes to learning occult sciences, specifically Vedic astrology. I have even seen many good astrologers with Venus placement in the 9th house of the D9 chart actually. And it's like a devotion, okay? It's not like they are practicing Vedic astrology, but they are devoted towards this subject actually. Because understand one thing here, Venus is also a planet that are actually going to be having the higher realizations of the life. These relationships, these marriages, they are actually the one aspect of the Venus, okay? Don't entirely focus and connect Venus with all these energies. If you want to connect Venus or understand Venus into the more better way, understand the sign of Pisces. Okay, working the sign of Pisces where Venus is actually getting exalted. That is the best home for the Venus actually. Apart from the Taurus, which is the money, materialistic thing, Libra, which is business or the relationship. Because Venus is, if it is exalted somewhere else in the realm of the Pisces actually, so Venus is more than that. And that is the spiritual side of this Venus. Because I told you Venus is going to be having all the realizations regarding all small things actually. But the bigger aspect of this Venus is actually help you to connect with some outer realm or with the energy of the Pisces. You can also check where the zodiac sign of Pisces is posited. You can also pay attention towards your Dwadash Kundli as well, D-12 chart in Vedic Astrology. I will not create that part in this video, but I will give you small hints. You see there are 12 zodiac signs which are linked up there, and in the Navamsha Kundli we are looking into the 9th division. In order to actually check the 12th division, look into the D12 chart. Dwadash Chakram, I will make separate video over that part, okay, and how to study the Venus in that particular chart actually. That will even eventually help you to go into the more deeper side of your own relationship aspect actually. If you want to know the reasons and the purpose regarding why I have only attracted this kind of a person, or why certain and such relationships are coming, the answer is going to be somewhere in the D12 chart. I will make one separate video to help you to explain that part also. But I hope you have gained the basic idea behind this Venus in the 9th house and how it's working up there. And if you are having any queries and any consultations, you can just drop me an email and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure to subscribe my channel below. Hit the like button if you really enjoy this video. You can send me super thanks also if you find small insights regarding Venus in the 9th house. And I'm going to meet you very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.